It is toss time on match day 7, match number 13 between second in the table Nutmeg Warriors and
Well, it's a day when you want to stay really hydrated because when it says partly to mostly sunny, breezy with warm, possible danger of dehydration and heat stroke while doing strenuous activities and a maximum of 32 and out in the middle with no shade at all feeling like 36, it's the kind of day you want to stay really hydrated, and that means it's a good day for cricket. And no doubt these cricketers will be having a whole lot of Dasani water during their water break and some Powerade maximums. We are looking forward to that. Welcome to match day number 7, featuring matches 13 and 14 on match day number 7, with the table looking really sharp. We're going to give you all the details on the point standings, the table, and the top scores, the leaders in this tournament to date. But just before we do that, let's go down to Kerry for the toss quickly for today's first encounter.
It is toss time on match day 7, match number 13 between second in the table Nutmeg Warriors and fourth in the table Clove Challengers. The teams fighting for 2 important points to push them up further in the table so that they can secure a spot in the next round of the tournament. We have here at the toss the captains, away captain Andre Fletcher of the Nutmeg Warriors, the home captain Clove Challengers, and match referee Mr. Carl Felix. We can tell you also that both captains, they are 4-0 in the tosses. They are yet to lose a toss. One streak will come to an end today. Mr. Match Referee, we are about to find out which of the teams will win the toss.
Preston, you are the home captain, so you would spin, Andre, you would call. This is the coin we're going to use today.
Preston McSween has the coin. The call is a tail by Andre Fletcher, and it is victory to Clove Challengers. Preston McSween win streak continues with the toss 5-0. Preston, an important toss to win, and what will be the decision of the Clove Challengers?
We will bowl first again.
All right, that makes it 5 in a row. In terms of your batting, you'd have had 2 chases you failed to capitalize on. I'm sure you'd want to get it right today with a bat.
Of course, this is the great game that we play. A great game of uncertainty. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So that doesn't dampen the spirit of any other guys in my camp. And we will look forward to the challenge today.
An important cog in your bowling lineup. We see that he's fit and raring to go again. Michael Dubisset, must be pleased to have Dubisset back in your lineup.
Of course, he's one of the guys who's been doing very well for us, and I hope that today continues in that journey.
The opposition is no strangers. You'd have played with some of those guys at the national level, and even for the Windward Islands, Nutmeg Warriors, quite a powerful batting lineup and team. I'm sure you're looking forward to the challenge today.
Of course, these are guys that we actually, look at growing up. So it's a situation where we play against each other just for the bragging rights of it, just for the chit-chat. So it should be a good game today.
All right, well, Preston, congratulations so far in the tournament and all the best for this match and the rest of the tournament.
Thanks.
Andre Fletcher, it must be strange speaking to you second, losing your first toss of the tournament, being asked to bat first. What are your thoughts on the toss?
Yeah, if I had won the toss, I would have bowled also. I think the wicket always give assistance to the bowlers, early, but we've been put in. We have to try our best to get a competitive total and try to restrict the guys under it.
You guys would have bounced back well after a defeat a couple of days ago, and I'm sure you'd have been pleased with your performance.
Yeah, the bowlers doing their job, and it's good to see that Johnson came into the party and Carter finishing it off. So we just have to build from there. As I said, we get the opportunity now to bat first, our first time in the tournament. Let's see how well we can do with that.
Speaking of your bowling now, we must make a mention of Alex Moses, who have done quite well for you throughout the tournament. Yesterday picked up 2 wickets in his first over. Must be pleased with the youngster effort.
Yes, I am. He has been putting the balls in the right areas, not trying too much, and he has been giving us a very good start. And the bowlers, actually carry that momentum where he started. So it's just that for us to rally around him, try to do the right things, execute as well as possible, and take the chances when it comes.
All right, and it must always feel always good when you're coming up against a fellow national player, a fellow Winner Island player in the likes of Preston Maxine and his squad.
Yeah, we know what Preston can do. He's a very good bowler, but I believe once he is placed under pressure, he can crumble a bit. So we wouldn't want to take things for granted, but at the same time, cricket play on the day, as I always say, it's bat and ball. Whosoever win the battle, then kudos to them. So we'll put Preston under some pressure. We know that they have a quite, I would say, not a well-experienced bowling lineup, but we just still have to play it smart, be positive, and try our best to get the runs.
All right, well, Andre, congratulations so far in the tournament, and wish you guys all the best for this match and the rest of the tournament.
All right, thank you very much.
So these were the views of our captains at the toss. Just to recap, Clove Challengers, they've won their 5th toss in a row, and they will bowl for the 5th time, first for the 5th time in a row. So that's the news from the middle.
Well, there you had it. The news from the middle is that the Clove Challengers would have won the toss, and just like every other day we've seen so far for the previous 6 days, the team winning the toss deciding to go out in the field and face the hot sun first, and that means the Nutmeg Warriors will be facing the bowling, and the first time for the Nutmeg Warriors opening the innings batting. And with that kind of lineup that they have, we can only anticipate some really good batting from them. They've got a whole lot of depth in their armory. My name is Jason Skeet, and with me this afternoon is Raphael Crony. Raphael Crony, good afternoon, and match day number 7 it is.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jason, and good afternoon to our viewers, wherever you are, evening. Today, another beautiful day down here at the National Stadium. We are bringing to you the Dream 11 Spice L T10 tournament, and this is edition number 3. Beautiful condition, Jason. We expect 2 exciting games today. Nutmeg Warriors coming off a win yesterday afternoon. We want to repeat and given the opportunity to bat first. Probably we are going to see people like Fletcher and Charles really taking it away today, and probably giving Nutmeg Warriors could be probably the biggest total.
All right, well, the Bay Leaf Blasters, they're sitting at the top of the table after playing 4 matches, winning 3 with just 1 loss. And they are closely followed by the Nutmeg Warriors, who also played 4 games, winning 2, losing 1, and having a draw in a match that was severely affected by rain. But more importantly, the Clove Challengers, they can be referred to here as the upsetters, because they would have upsetted in the very first game the Cinnamon, well, they played the Cinnamon Pacers and won, but more importantly, they got the better of the Bay Leaf Blasters on day number 2. And as a result of that, the Clove Strikers are in 4th position after playing 4 matches with 2 wins and 2 losses. But a win today could bring them really up the table, and it could pose a challenge for the Nutmeg Warriors. So as you rightfully say, the Nutmeg Warriors would really want to settle down and give it a good whack today and use all their batting depth and let that come to the fore.
Yeah, we have seen the last 2 games they would have played in that they played in parts. Yesterday in particular, that game that they played, the first half of the game we really took charge and just seemed to fall away at the back end of the inning. And we have also seen it in the chasing in the match the day before, chasing a total of 82 and was not able to get there after having a good opening stand. So they will be hoping to put it together today and really have probably one of the best performances. They booted bat and ball, and so look to climb the ladder with the next 2 points.
All right, well, Preston McSween, the captain of the Clove Challengers, leads all wicket takers with 6, and no doubt he would really love to pick up a couple of scalps today. Preston McSween, he has been bowling pretty well, hasn't he?
Yes, using his experience, he has bowled pretty well, pretty quickly also. And as a left-hander, continue to get the ball to just move about a bit, and he probably would want to, use the little atmosphere that we have to see what he can get this morning. But beautiful condition. I don't think there's anything to worry about. We are playing on the same pitch that was played on yesterday, and the hope is that that pitch is going to continue to play good.
Well, just before you get into that, we wanted to talk about the pitch. You kind of preempted it right there because I wanted to go to that pitch. This pitch has been playing a little bit different to the pitch that we saw on the first couple of days. The bowlers obviously being able to extract a little bit more. Now with the Clove Challengers having the experience of Preston McSween and a good bowling lineup, and on the flip side the Nutmeg Warriors having a pretty decent batting lineup, what kind of competition are you anticipating today? Who's going to win this competition between bat and ball from what you're seeing on the wicket?
Well, I haven't been able to look at the wicket there before the game starts, but the way the wicket would have played, I don't think there would be an issue in terms of the condition of the wicket, you know, whether it favors the batsman or whether it favors the bowler. I think it's an even wicket, and it should play very good today. If you bat well, you are able to score runs on it. If you bowl well, as we saw yesterday, the bowlers that bend their back was able to get the ball to climb. So it tells you that there is something in the wicket if you're able to bend your back. And we also saw the bowlers that took pace off the delivery also creating problems. So I think it's a very good wicket. And the team that bowls better on this wicket, I think, you know, probably going to come out on top. But really, it's not a wicket to worry about whether you're a batsman or whether you're a bowler.
All right, well, we've seen a change here in the Nutmeg Warriors because the Nutmeg Warriors are bringing in Wendon Charles. He didn't play in yesterday's game. He was the substitute in yesterday's game. Wendon Charles coming in and Sunil Narain going out. What do you make of that change for the Nutmeg Warriors?
Well, you don't normally want to change a winning team, but I think that they feel confident that if your top batter is going to stand up, then really it gives you that leverage so that you could probably look to use other players. Again, you want to make sure that all your players are used to the condition and the game, how it is being played. So I think they take the opportunity this morning just to make that change.
All right, so Wendon Charles is out and Narain is in. And then for the Clove Challengers, what are we seeing here? The Clove Challengers, they have left out Reynald Charles and Lyndon Mason. Yesterday, the last game they played, Amikel Dubisset, that's match day number 5. Amikel Dubisset was out. Now Amikel Dubisset is in. And Lyndon Mason is out.
Yeah, but Dubisset is really a key player, one of the key bowlers. I suspect there was some injury, probably that's why he didn't play. But really, he's a plus to the team, and I think they will be very happy to know that he are able to play today back in the team. But just to give you Clove, the Clove Challengers team quickly: Preston McSween, captain. Kellis Andrew, Sean Andrew, Shakim Charles, Amikel Dubisset, Dana George, Javid Hazard, Heston Jackson, Denzel Matthew, Darren Ned, and Jaron Noel. So the players out are Lyndon Mason and Reynald Charles. Just about seeing the players taking up the position on the field. Umpires Rupert Holas and Urban Mason. Holas at this northern end and Mason standing at the southern end. Clove Nutmeg Warriors, Andrew Fletcher, captain. Akim Alexis, Jevon Andrew, Johnson Charles. We have Keron Kotoy, Shadrach Descati, Imran Joseph, Sheldon Joseph, Sunil Narain, Alex Moses, and Josh Thomas. So out is Wendell Charles and Jevon Andrew. Nutmeg Warriors opening Andrew Fletcher together with Johnson Charles. And picking up the attack from this northern end. A really bright, sunny condition. McSween coming from this northern end. And the right-handed Andrew Fletcher is preparing to face the first delivery. Yeah, coming to you from the National Stadium here in Grenada, Dream 11 Spice L T10 tournament, match number 13. And this is the third edition of this tournament. Slip, third man on the boundary, backward point, cover, extra cover and mid-off. And pitch right up, Fletcher pushing it back on the onside. And on the leg side, The two fielders out of the 30-yard circle, long on, and they have a mid-wicket, straightish mid-wicket, right back. So we into the first over. Fletcher is playing this one down to backward square, and this is going to run down to the boundary for the first boundary this morning. But looking for the drive, and just see as he uses his feet, just seems to have come off the inside of the bat, beat the backward square, and rushes down to backward square for the first boundary of the morning. Is 4 without loss. Welcome, Rondell John this morning.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to everyone. Good afternoon. And yes, still good morning to some. Depends on where you're viewing us from.
Again, pitch right up. Good line. Yeah, very early, Maxwell just seemed to be focused on trying to bring the ball right up. Fletcher just coming down on this one. It's a 4 without loss. And really, when we think about condition last week, today really, really a turnaround in terms of the weather.
Yeah, it is. It's good to see that we have no further interruption than the one interruption that we had so far, and really good conditions for cricket. Sun is out, very little cloud in the sky. It makes for a very interesting day.
Yeah, and really it's an opportunity for the Nutmeg Warriors. They haven't been playing the sort of cricket that we know that they can, looking at the experience of the team. Fletcher plays this one over the short third man down to the boundary for 4. Again, the lifting delivery, and he was looking to use his feet. And just really waited and just played just over that third man, that short third man area. Or probably, third man, just at the edge of the circle. And it went down to the boundary for his second boundary.
Yeah, really good skillful shot there by Fletcher. Realized that he was beaten by the bunks and was able to just use his hands and guide it over that man there at short third man and races into the boundary. So he's looking in good nick, keeping his eye on the ball really well.
It just seemed to be intent and using his feet very early. Played two extra cover. You're going to pick up 2 here. Well played. Just checked it and a bad miss there. And ball goes over the rope for another 4. Really a bad miss by the fielder on the mid-off there. Just seemed to slip a bit. So Fletcher pick up his third 4 of this over.
Yeah, very fortunate, Andre Fletcher. What should have been just a regulation 2 runs ended up to be 4. And not looking for any power, just looking to guide it, push it through the gap. Wasn't really intent on doing too much, but unfortunately the fielder couldn't gather. And so he will appreciate that. He didn't get much yesterday, and so today, being able to get off with some 12 runs so far, he would be, feeling much better than he felt yesterday.
Yeah, so the end of the first over, 12 without loss. Nutmeg Warriors being sent into bat. So the right-handed Johnson Charles is going to prepare to face his first delivery. Amical Dubiset, who did not play in the last game. Dubiset too has bowled very well. We have seen him use a lot of variation, taking the pace off the delivery and coming from that southern end, which he seemed to like, that end that he really seemed to enjoy bowling. And they had it in Johnson Charles, just surveying the field a bit. The 2 fielders out, mid-wicket and square leg on the boundary. Lifted. Where does this one go? Over long on for the first maximum power 8 maximum ball pitched up. Johnson easily get under it and hit it over long on for 6.
Yeah, really good connection there by Charles. I think this one pitched in his arc, and he doesn't need an invitation to use his arms. Being able to free his arms there and just lifting it. Again, not really looking to overhit, but just timing it over the ropes. Easy looking shot for 6.
Yeah, made it look very easy. Do we set? Short delivery down to square leg, and again goes over that backward square for another 6. Short delivery and hit again for another power 8 maximum over the ropes.
Well, Johnson Charles picking up from where he left off yesterday. I think he had a really good innings yesterday, was able to steer the Nutmeg Warriors to victory, and today he's out, again looking to just time the ball. I think this is something that he might have struggled with in the first few games, but now he's really into his zone and into his work, and the shot looks very easy.
Yeah, I was making a point to Jason early on. The wicket today should continue to play good for batting, and there's an opportunity for the Nutmeg Warriors really to put their head down and bat sensibly. Well, I expect that they're going to bat on and really get a good score today, just to make that match competitive. But really a good platform for both Fletcher and Charles, really to put their head down and bat.
Yeah, well, you have very two of the most experienced players, more or less, in this format. And so definitely once two of them stay there and put their heads down, Nutmeg Warriors could get a really big score.
Yeah. Again, just play the cover. Again, not timing there. Again, slow delivery. And we know that Dubicet really is known for taking the pace off. I think that, this first delivery was fairly over pitch, and, give Johnson the opportunity to swing his arm. He was able to hit over long on. The next delivery, which was short, was hit over backward square. Pitched up again, hit down to long on. The long on fielder has some running to do. Just was not able to pull it back and goes cross the roof under the boundary.
Yeah, again, this time another delivery pitched up, but what was good about this one is that he picked the gap. He selected exactly where he wanted to get it. He knew that the man was at wide long on and just went a little wider than him. As we see it now, he had to run around, couldn't really make the ground, and so really good hitting by Johnson Charles.
28 without loss, over number 2. Short delivery hit in the air. Let's see, the mid-off goes back and takes a catch. Really a good fruiter dismissal there. Again, Johnson Charles looking to repeat the hit over long off and had to reach for it. Slower delivery again and just hit the bottom, the toe of the bat, and taking it mid-off.
Yeah, again, good variation there by Dubicet. I think seeing him out, knowing that he has been one of the main bowlers after Preston McSween in the Clove Challengers lineup. They needed his experience, they needed his guile, and here he comes, picking up the big wicket of Johnson Charles. Gerard Noel making it look really easy down there at mid-on, running back and taking a really easy, simple catch. Very good going by the Clove Challengers.
Yeah, and really, sometimes you judgment as a batsman, you already get some 16 runs in the over, and you could see him there stretching and trying to clear the top, and Johnson Charles will be very disappointed. Again, Michael Dubicet picking up the first wicket, 28 for 1. As you see the completion of the second over, Dubicet going for 16 in that over. Haston Jackson.
You bowl, all right, I'm over.
Will pick up the bowling at this northern end. Yes, sometimes it calls Rondell just for a bit of discipline in your batting, and not because it's T10, but you can really bat in a disciplined way and still end up getting a big score. 28 in 2 overs, and you want to push it on, maybe take 10, 12 as it comes. But sometimes the batsmen try to do too much. And there was Charles, stretching at this one, looking for glory.
Yeah, and again, really good tactic by the Clove Challengers. I think they really knew what the approach was. You look at the deliveries that he hit, he took them from wide.
Full toss and clipped down to mid-wicket and goes across the rope for 4. Bad delivery, first delivery, and given the right treatment by Fletcher, he clipped it over mid-wicket for another 4.
Yeah, again, Fletcher just getting inside of that one. It's already on the leg and going down and just whipping it through the mid-wicket region. Easy boundary. He didn't even have to look because he was aware of where the fielder was placed, and so once he got it around closer to the square leg, it would be a definite boundary.
He down the track, Fletcher again, and hitting this one go over cover, and they're gonna come back for 2 again. Not timing it there, looking to clear the offside. 2 more to Fletcher, 34 for 1. Fletcher moves to 18. Jackson, it's shot number 47. So the fielders out for Jackson. There's mid-wicket on the boundary. And let's see, position backward point is going back to the ropes. Good lifting delivery. Really a sharp delivery ball by Jackson. Fletcher handled it very well. That's why he had to really quickly get on top of it and push it down to that slip region.
Yeah, really good short pitch delivery there. I think Jackson recognizing that the wicket is still responding to, the effort when you bend the back and you really give it a go. And so definitely you're seeing it. If you look at the monitors, you're seeing that there is a bit of bounce out there. And if the fast bowlers can exploit that, I think that will make a really interesting game.
Another good delivery, push to cover. And a very good wicket. I was making a point early on. Is a very good wicket. If you bend your back, you know you're going to get extract. You're going to get the bounce. You're going to get the pace, and then again you can still take pace off, and make it difficult for the batters.
Yeah, and that is what you want in the game of T10. The batsmen have to work hard. The bowlers have to work hard. Makes for a very interesting matchup.
34 for 1. Nutmeg Warriors. Again, Fletcher really coming down the wicket for delivery. Really rich. He should maybe just stay back and play. Again, looking for the big shot on the front foot, but that delivery really was not up for him to come forward to.
Yeah, I think that was a bit premeditated. He looked at the few before and it was a bit wider, so expecting him to stay out there, but this one came back as it pitched, got too close to him, and so he couldn't really get into the shot, into the position that he wanted to play that shot.
Yeah, another good delivery. Well bowled by Jackson. Push to extra cover and the complete a single. The end of a fairly good over by Jackson. Despite the first delivery is a hit for 4. He conceded 7 that over. Nutmeg Warriors after 3 overs. They are 35 for 1.
Yeah, a good rate. 11.67 after 3 overs. You're 35. That says that you definitely can get a score above 100. But with the likes of Fletcher out there, definitely 100 would be a pretty simple task once he remains there.
Yeah, we'll be disappointed if they get anything under 100. Mikel Dubisset going for 16 in his first over. Unlike Dubisset.
Let's go, guys.
And he's preparing to bowl his second over.
Your comeback is important. Yeah?
Yeah, I think
recover, Dubisset.
he would accept the 16 runs, but getting the wicket of Johnson Charles, that's very, very important. So
let's
16
go,
runs is minor compared to the wicket that he has taken.
Fletcher is hitting lovely shot over backward square. That's a superb shot. A power 8 maximum. He just stood and picked it up and really swung it over backward square. Really power 8 maximum. Lovely shot by Fletcher.
Yeah, a good delivery by Dubisset, but Fletcher equal to it and was able to just get inside of it. And instead of keeping it down, he went up and really getting good proper connection onto it. And it sailed way over the boundary. A power 8 maximum. Good shot there by Fletcher, not really allowing Dubisset to, bob him down, but he wants to make sure that, he takes care of the power play. This is the final over in the power play, so definitely he will be a bit aggressive.
Yes, another extra. That's just one Dubisset. Just trying to throw it wide, actually wide of the off stump.
Let's go, Dubisset. Dubisset, I'm still backing you.
Knowing that Fletcher is looking to go after him, but it was not a bad delivery, but I think it was well played by Fletcher. Into really good position.
On Dubisset. Let's talk now. Oh, well played, well ball, come on, let's go.
Push on the mid off, right up.
Dubisset. That is good cricket, okay?
Yeah, Dubisset really have to be thinking here, and you can hear the wicket keeper, trying to encourage him. I think they understand what's going on. It's important, they stay focused, and so really good going there by Hazard.
Yeah, Hazard.
Let's go, guys, let's go.
Chatter quite a bit, giving encouragement to the bowler. Fletcher having to reach for this one, hit it well over backward point for 4. Again, slower delivery, and Fletcher was equal to it, just waited and just more or less steered it over backward point. And it rushes down to the boundary for another crashing 4.
Yeah, good delivery, good shot there by Fletcher. Dubisset looking to go wide. He was able to latch onto it and really just get it over the men there at short third man, and more or less a wide square. And definitely, once you get it over the infield, the power play is on. Makes for very simple runs.
46 for 1. Fletcher moves to 29.
Let's go.
Backward point is now be pushed right back on the boundary. This one staying down a bit. And Fletcher again looking to repeat the shot, but we just stayed on a bit. And I see probably passed pretty close to the off stump. As you hear the voice of the keeper.
Let's go, big man.
Yeah, again.
Let's go, Dubby.
Dubisset, I think, doing really well. Just being able to push that one and, use the wicket.
Oh, nothing.
Another good delivery, and Fletcher just pushed it in front of him. You can see Dubisset thinking all the time. And despite him going for 27 minutes second over, it's not that he bowled badly. You could see him thinking almost every delivery, varying the pace, taking the pace off, and then the quicker one. You saw the second delivery in this over is quick, just a bit wide of the off stump. It really is a thinking bowler.
Let's go, guys.
No ball signal there.
Yeah, really good areas there by Dubisset. I think, as you said, he is really thinking about what he's doing, looking at, changing every delivery that he's bowling. He's not bowling the same delivery all the time, and as I commented yesterday, I think this is really good from the bowlers. I've been looking, really at the bowling during this tournament, and I think the bowlers are really up to the task in terms of using their heads and taking pace off, different variations. So it says that they understand what is needed.
Yeah, you're certainly right there. Yeah, really been right up and hit down to long off a fold. A lovely shot. Really, it's he timed it well there. One got the impression that it was right up, but he really got the timing right. And it went down to a big vacant mid-off and went down to the boundary for another crashing 4, which take the score to 51 for 1 at the end of the power play.
Yeah, really good connection. I don't think he got it off the middle. It was more the toe end, but the power that Fletcher possesses, was able to just hit that one powerfully down to the mid-on. And even if mid-on was there, he still couldn't respond because he got enough contact that raced across the ropes.
So Dubisset finished with 1 for 32 in 2 overs, and the score does not indicate the way he bowled. But I think you saw Fletcher playing two beautiful shots in this over. One hit down to backward square for 6, and this last shot hit down to long off. 51 for 1, 4 overs completed. The off spin of Noel, Jaron Noel. He coming for his first over from this northern end. And he has the keeper again. You're hearing his voice pretty loud and clear, making sure that the fielders are placed in the right position. So we have long on, right out. Mid wicket straight is our wide. Mid wicket straight is right out. Long off, quick cover on the boundary, and this one is played down to the fielder. Jackson, who is feeling at long off, on the amble a single. So Kotoy off the mark with 52 for 1.
Coming over to the right hand.
Yeah, Noel, I think he knows Fletcher very well, and so you can see him taking a little time just to ensure that he gets the fielders in the right position. It does tell you that he's going to keep it outside the off stump.
Yeah, Fletcher is looking to hit across this one, looking for the onside. Going straight through to the keeper.
Yeah, I don't foresee that Noel will look to turn much of these deliveries. He will look to go wide, keep it out there. Hope Fletcher would play for the one that spins back at him and maybe get an outside edge.
Stroke down to long off, wide long off. So Fletcher just amble another single, 54 for 1.
Hello. The captain don't want it, so let's send it up.
Still concern being shown there. Umpire Hula just making some signal. Not too sure what is happening.
Yeah, a bit of awareness there by skipper McSween. Not really wanting the helmet there because if it hits, I guess they would have to decide who gets the penalty runs.
Keep going.
Yeah, wise move to have the helmet off. 54 for 1. Driven down to long off. Jackson comes off long off boundary. Good strong show to the keeper Hazard. Another single to Kotoy.
Keep going, Noel. Let's go, Noel. Right ball.
Yeah, again, Noel just hoping that Fletcher would have a rush of blood and maybe play a shot that he shouldn't.
And played down to square leg. A well-timed shot and really good bit of feeling on the boundary there. And the batsman pick up 2, but really good feelings. Nether on backward square boundary there. Really picked up beautifully with his right hand.
Yeah, what was beautiful about that piece of fielding is that he was able to get down with one hand and while in motion.
And driven straight back to Noel there. Umpire had to take some evasive action. Picked up a single.
Yeah, not a bad over there by Noel. A pretty containing one. Fletcher had to really think about what he was doing there. Nothing loose was given to him, and so that's really good. Good pressure being applied. Can they sustain that pressure? That is what is important right now. Trying to restrict the total right at the halfway stage. It's 59. Fletcher definitely will be looking for that total above 100. Can the Clove challengers really restrict them by building the pressure out there. That's going to be very important.
It's very clear on the, as you said before, that the bowlers are thinking. I think Noel there was very particular in terms of way pitches for Fletcher. We are seeing he bowled 2 wides in the over, but again you can see him very careful not to pitch it, not to give it too much air, not to have him being able to come on the front foot and get under the ball. I thought that it was a good over.
Yeah, good over there by Noel. This is what is needed. It's not just about coming and running in and putting the ball anywhere, but the opponents. You have to study them. You have to make sure that you'll be able to really execute what can get them out.
You got to be thinking on each delivery. Darren Ned from that southern end hit through the covers. He smashed that down to backward point. That really traveled really quickly across the rope for 4. Again, give him the room. And Fletcher hit it really beautifully down to backward point.
Yeah, I think that was a really good shot. Really, really, what was excellent about the shot is that he came down the wicket, gave himself enough room to get it past the man. This one was just steered past the man, between the man at the wide third man and the backward point, and he got 4 runs.
63 for 1. Fletcher 41 and cover up to another good delivery. Again, pace off. But the bowlers are really thinking.
Keep walking.
Ned has put in shot number 17. Fletcher 41 from 25 deliveries. Push young to long on. Again, not giving him the room to free his arm. And Fletcher not taking more chances, played it safely down to mid-on for 1.
Yeah, I think he's intent on staying out there, really to guide this inning. So I'm not seeing that he's really trying to do anything out of sorts. He's well compact, understands his role there now in terms of his team getting over 100 runs. So definitely once he's out there, it would always be a threat for the bowlers, and they would have to be thinking, as fast as they deliver these balls.
So this partnership so far is 36, because I only scored 2. And with this one driven down to cover. And the Ambler single, the cover fielder comes off the boundary. So they have put on 37 so far. And out of that 37, Kotai on 3. 65 for 1. Then the first wicket of Johnson Charles went to the screw on 28. After hitting some 16 runs in that second over. Lifting ball over the keeper head, goes down to the boundary for 4 byes. Came effort into this delivery and it bounced over the keeper and went down to the boundary for 4 byes.
Yeah, I think a little too short there from Ned. It's really a good ploy. I think Fletcher recognizing that he has pitched up a couple and looking to maybe launch forward. Ned trying to maybe surprise him there with that short delivery, but a little too short, so it went over the head of the batsman, and it's a wasted effort there by Ned.
Wide signal.
Yeah, clearly going over the head of the batsman.
70 for 1. Still 2 deliveries in this 6th over. Played off his body, Fletcher, down to backwards square. 71 it is, Fletcher on 43. And we seen more disciplined batting by Fletcher. I think he's intent on staying there, probably trying to bat out the 10 overs. Caught it ball. Really bad shot. Just swinging right across it. And that ball crashing into the stumps there. And Kotoy, I think a little misjudgment. He took in the swing right across that delivery.
And that was really excellent bowling there by Darren Ned. I think knowing that Kotoy is that sort of aggressive player, he took pace off. But what was important is that he rolled his hands, his fingers across the delivery, getting it to cut across him. So it pitched and it left Kotoy, who was playing down the wrong line. A really good, well-disguised cutter there from Darren. Again, we see the bowlers, they are using their heads. They're not just running in and bowling slower delivery, but still putting a little cut onto it, getting it to go across him. He missed completely.
Yeah, the bowlers continue to think. Seam bowlers really continue to think and then picking up that wicket as his over is concluded. 1 over. He went for 12 in that over, picking up a wicket. 71 for 2. I think it's even more important now for Fletcher to try and bat right through, because you need that sort of player to stay right through. He's on 43.
Yeah, definitely. I think he understands the importance of him being out there. Yes, they have a lot of power hitters in their lineup, but we've seen that the power hitters, if they don't get off, it tends to put them under a bit of pressure. So he will want to make sure that he guides the ship as best as he can.
So Noel in the second over, again outside the off stump, and Fletcher just swing a shot, allowed it to go through.
White ball. Go. Hit. Move fast around.
Yeah, again, Noel just looking to remain out there. I think he saw Fletcher was tempted at the previous delivery, and he didn't play, but again, trying to keep it out there, hoping that he would make some sort of misjudgment.
Yeah, just allowing Fletcher to have to reach for it outside the off stump, but this one just a bit too wide. And Hulas rightly signaling wide. Full toss hit down to Jackson on the long off boundary, so this Carter is off the mark with 1.
Come on, guys, we need 1 wicket here. Let's go. Keep going, guys. Keep going.
I think getting the wicket of Fletcher here would be really important for the Clove challengers.
And again driven down to extra cover on the boundary. And Noel really wouldn't be too disturbed about that shot. They had Fletcher reaching for it and just was able to get it down to the fielder on the boundary.
Yeah, I think this is what he's looking for, getting him to play at one that he really shouldn't play at, and hoping that it would go to hand. But again, Fletcher being able to just control.
Shot third man. Again, we see the variation there, the delivery before toss up. This was quicker. And the Scotty looking to cut, comes up the edge and rushes down to the short third man. Another good delivery. Well bowled by Gerard Noel. Really is thinking, and you could see him changing up every delivery that he bowls, make it so difficult for both batsmen as he completes his second over, and only going for 12 in 2 overs. Really has been good spelling performance by Gerard Noel.
Yeah, really good, outstanding bowling there by Noel. Not picking up a wicket, but was really economical in the context of what has happened so far and the amount of runs that has been leaked. You will give him a tap on the back if you're the skipper, saying good job, in terms of building pressure out there. It means that there's 3 overs remaining, and they will want to make sure that they keep these 3 overs under 25.
So they're going at 10.71 with 3 overs to go. Should get up to the 100 mark.
Go on, Ned, go on.
But Darren Ned coming in for his second over.
Louis, floating, come. You going.
Yeah, quite a lot of talking,
Go, keep go.
Hazard.
Ned.
Dana George it is. Again, one expect that he will use a lot of variation.
Oh, nothing. Gosh.
Yeah, single taken. A bit slow movement by the short third man there.
Yeah, I think he was more intent on ensuring that he picked up well. Sometimes you rush it and you take your eyes off too early and it beats you. You know, you look very funny. So definitely he wanted to make sure that he got it. But knowing the likes of Descartes and Fletcher, they're pretty quick. So you can't really waste time getting that ball back in.
Come in. You tighter. You go.
To the left-handed Descartes. Faces the left-handed George. And this is again no timing. Goes down to long on. You're looking for the big shot there, and ball not really coming on. And we know George should be this sort of bowler that's going to vary, going to take the piece off, going to pitch it wide, you know. And he has bowled well in the tournament so far.
Yeah, Dana is again another left arm pacer, and he has that natural left arm variation which goes away from the right hander.
One, only one. Good, well done.
Again, pitched up to Fletcher. And no timing, that ball went bouncing down to short, fine leg. Fletcher pick up another single, but there again, the ball not coming.
Thank you.
And you know, make it really difficult for the batsman.
Yeah, I think Fletcher looking for that one to continue across, but when after pitching it actually straightened. So really again the bowlers using their heads, always thinking.
Just one to be set.
Bouncing out to cover again, no timing, you know.
We're doing well, guys.
Descartes looking for the big shot. So they're doing it in the singles, you know. I think that the Clove challengers have been doing very well. Keeping things very tight. Fletcher 46.
Let me do we set RS.
And he has so far faced 31 deliveries.
Couple dot balls here then and do us well, eh? Let's go.
This one hit over mid-wicket for power 8 maximum. This one he pitched up a bit and Fletcher was able to get under this one and free his arm and hit it over mid-wicket.
Yeah, good hit there by Fletcher. A pressure releasing hit more or less, recognizing that the over was going pretty well, but needed to get something away if his team is going to get close to that 100 mark. And George just erring there in terms of his length.
85 for 2. Fletcher 50. Ball right up again. Take another single last delivery of the over. 86 for 2. Fletcher 52. And really has played very well in some 33 deliveries. So we have 8 completed overs, 86 for 2.
Yeah, really good going there by the Nutmeg Warriors. I think they're on course to get over the 100 mark. But again, you know, we have to highlight the way the Clove challengers have been bowling throughout this T10 tournament so far. You know, they've been really good with the ball, and I think Maxwin has to take a lot of credit in terms of how he utilizes his bowlers, and I think everybody understands what they need to do, and so it says that they have a really good bowling unit.
So Maxwin coming back for his second over. First over going for 12. And the right-handed Fletcher, who's on 53. Swung. This one, and the long off going to come off. Jackson takes an easy catch. Well bowled by Preston Maxwin, taking the pace off.
Yeah, again, this is why I think we see Maxwin as the leading wicket taker. He's really, really able to use his variations, as we see that one, you know, just being spliced off the bat by Fletcher. Not really getting any good connection onto it, and just getting it down to that man at long on who had to come in and take a pretty simple catch. So again, Maxwell really outstanding with the ball, and the Clove challengers continue to do well.
Yeah, variation again, and Fletcher playing too early. You can see one hand coming off the bat. Jackson not long off, had to run in and take a very simple catch. So Fletcher goes for 53. That's a big blow. Big blow for the Nutmeg Warriors. A good one for the Clove challengers.
Yeah, I think Fletcher, they're looking at least to maximize the next 2 overs. He knew how important it is for him to be out there, and so he will be disappointed that he got out at this stage, you know, not able to close off the innings. And definitely it will take a bit of maturity. Maxwell, with his tail up, will want to ensure that he continues to use his variations. Descarte and Imran Joseph, who just came out, still 2 powerful hitters of the ball. Let's see how they go.
Yeah, we're in the 9th over. Yeah, and Joseph swinging wildly at this delivery pitch outside the off stump, going away. And really was in no position. Just swung across his delivery.
Yeah, I think most of the players would know Joseph. Really, when he connects well, and it goes very far. But when he doesn't, it looks really awkward. So definitely they would want to put him under some pressure.
He's facing the experienced Maxwell. Right up again, and let's see the umpire. Yeah, just signal wide. This one just a bit wide.
Yeah, but I think that was a bit harsh on him, because you could see that the batsman, he jumped across, you know, with the hope that he would get closer to the delivery. So as the bowler there, I would feel a bit aggrieved.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I think he must feel a bit aggrieved, because that in the true essence of it, it would be a good delivery.
87 for 3. Maxwell not happy. Again outside the off stump, and no connection there again. Imran Joseph really getting himself in some awkward position, trying to hit that ball from outside the off stump. They hit it some with mid wicket.
Yeah, again, as I said, you know, he a big, powerful man. Always looking to smash the ball, but sometimes it takes, you know, a little bit of guile. He's bowling wide. You have a big gap there between the point and third man. You know, you could get some. You could still get something off it.
Down to the boundary for 4. Short delivery, played off his body, and it was missed there by the fielder at short fine leg, and it goes down to the boundary for another crashing 4.
Yeah, I think this is where Joseph should take some solace. He simply got inside of this one as it pitched, and on the body he just tucked it around and was able to pick up 4. No need for the big swing, no need for the, you know, all the extra energy that would be needed in terms of swinging. You still could get value for the little nudges.
Yeah, Dina George missing that one there at short fine leg. 91 for 3. Off the edge, and we're well taken at that short third man again. Joseph looking for the big hit, and a fruiter dismissal as he was caught in that short third man position. And Maxwell still a little disturbed there, but have been able to pick up the wicket of Joseph. 91 for 4.
Yeah, again, good delivery there by Maxwell, just mixing it up a bit faster this time, and Joseph could only get it to that man at short third man. Not really in a position to play that shot, as we see the new batsman coming in. Definitely with some 7 deliveries to go, the Nutmeg Warriors will be on course to pass the 100. How much more than the 100 they get will be very, very important.
Well, let's hope they get up to the 100. 91 for 4. Sunil Narayan comes into strike, and still some discussion on the field. Maxwell really making his feeling felt.
Yeah.
He has so far gone for 17.
Bowler coming left from over. I have one left.
Picked up 2 wickets. That's complete. That complete his spell. 2 overs, no maiden, 17 runs, 2 wickets. Warriors after 9 overs and 91 for 4.
Yeah, really good, excellent over there by Maxwell after going for some 12 in his first delivery, coming back and bowling this over for just 5 runs. Says that he's really, you know, unsung in terms of this tournament, really showing that he's a notch above in terms of the bowling. So that would definitely extend his lead in terms of the wicket takers in this tournament so far to maybe some 5 or 4 wickets ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, picking up 2 important wickets, one being Andre Fletcher. So we're about to see the final over. And Hastan Jackson, this time bowling from the southern end. Jackson going for 7 in his first over. And we bowling to Descartes, left-handed Descartes. He's on 3. So far faced 6 deliveries.
Let go ahead, guys. That's 6, all right? Big effort, big man.
Driven down to the point feeler, and it just seemed to drop in front of him, and one not very clear. There's some question being asked here. We look at the replay here.
Yeah, I think definitely
difficult to tell here. Just seemed to have dropped in front.
Yeah, definitely a misjudgment there by the fielder. I think he stayed back a little bit too much, and at the last moment had to put in that big dive. But he wasn't in no position as we look at him there, and no position really to tell if he caught it. As we look at it there, really inconclusive from here.
Yeah. Yeah, as you see, just stayed back a bit and really should have been coming forward a bit more. Jackson. Again, good lifting delivery there, and Descartes looking to pull.
That's lovely.
Made no contact. Interestingly, no run was taken, and the ball went a long way.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
But I would think Descartes want to probably take most of the strike in this final over.
Yeah, we know that he can hit it a long way, and we'll want to ensure that he stays there.
Hit over the keeper head and goes down to the boundary for 4. Looking for the big hit. Coming off the edge again, room given. And it flashes over the head of Hazard. And the fielder on the boundary, really.
Yeah, again, good shot delivery there by Jackson. Not really short, but lifting, and had him beaten for a minute there. But fortunately for him, he got it over the keeper.
Andrew on the boundary had no chance. 95 for 4. So Rondell, we're still hoping that they can get up to 3 figures.
Yeah, with some 3 deliveries, they should be there.
Where does this go? This one goes down to the cover boundary for 4. Again, he didn't get it as he wanted, but I think the result is what he wanted, and it really went across to that squarish cover for 4.
Yeah, I think the fielder there really making a meal of that, because he could have put in a little effort to get there and at least try to stop it. But instead he just stood and looked at it past him. I went past him in a flash though.
99 for 4. Descartes moves to 11 with 2 boundaries of the last 2 deliveries he faced. He still has 2 more deliveries to face. Nutmeg Warriors 99 for 4. White signal there
Let's go, guys.
by
Come on.
umpire Mason,
Final effort,
Two arms.
guys.
which brings up the 100 for 4.
Final effort, guys.
Yeah, now Jackson just trying to maybe trying to bowl a little bit too fast and pushing it wide of the off stump. Hit down to cover, over cover, and the fielder comes off the
Good, that's
boundary.
good.
One bounce.
Exciting now? That's
So
good.
another
That's a
single
dot ball,
to
and that's a good result.
Descarte.
result,
He's on
yeah?
1101 for 4.
Keep going.
We just have one delivery remaining.
Go in.
Descarte 11 from 11. Narayan
Last effort, big
is
man.
going to face his second delivery. His first delivery. Well, this one is hit high in the air, and cover is going to come in and take a simple catch. And yet Descarte didn't run, wanted to face the final delivery.
Well done.
It
Good
really
effort.
just was able to get it to cover.
Not bad. Good over, Jack.
And easy catch was taken there by Preston McSween. 100 for 5 at the end of the 10 overs Nutmeg Warriors. And Clove challengers will feel happy that they really have pulled things back after the Warriors get off to a flying start, being 28 after 2 overs.
Yeah, I think Clove challengers have done really well to keep the score, down to the 100, exactly 100 on board, and they would feel that they've done enough. Now it's time for them to refocus. Nutmeg Warriors, they may feel that they've missed out a bit. They could have gotten a bit further, past the 100 score, but you have to give kudos to the bowlers. They bowled well. They understood what they needed to do, and did it really well. And so I think it makes for a good contest. Can the Clove challengers really defend that 100? That is what is very important now.
Well, it was very clear to see that all the bowlers would have been thinking. I mean, even when it started and we saw that Dubiset was taking apart a bit. He went for 32 in 2 overs. But they were thinking, trying to do something different all the time. And all the bowlers that were bowl, we saw Ned come in, did the same thing. We saw George came in, did the same thing. I think they really, put their heads on. They bowled very well, and really have been able to keep Nutmeg Warriors to 100 for 5. They should feel pretty happy with the way that the bowlers have bowled.
Yeah, I think they had their plans. You could definitely see that they came out with some clear plans, and they executed their plans really well. And so they would feel good knowing that they were able to restrict the Nutmeg Warriors.
So at the end of 10 overs, Nutmeg Warriors being asked to bat first were 100 for 5. And the Clove challengers will now look to try to get up to 101 for victory. Certainly it will be interesting to see what happened as we go through the scorecard.
All right, so we go to the scorecard for you. Andre Fletcher at the top there with a well-played 53 from 34 deliveries, some 40 minutes, striking 7 fours and 2 huge sixes. Johnson Charles, he went for 16. He was caught Noel bowled Dubiset, faced 6 deliveries. Kieran Kotoy, he was bowled by Ned for 3. And Shedrack Descarte, 11 runs, 12 deliveries, not really getting off as he may wanted to. Imran Joseph had only 4 runs or 4 deliveries. Not out Sunil Narayan and Akim Alexis not really facing any deliveries. So that brought them up to 100 for 5. And bowling for the Clove challengers, Preston McSween, 2 overs, 17 runs, 2 wickets, really good, important 2 wickets. Amikel Dubiset, 2 overs, 32 runs, 1 wicket. Again, the big wicket of Johnson Charles. He would feel happy with that. Haston Jackson, 2 overs, 16 runs, 1 wicket. Jaron Noel, he went for 12, really economical, and did really keep some pressure out there. Darren Ned, he had 1 over for 12 runs, picking up 1 wicket. And Dana George, a solitary over 11 runs, no wicket. So, again, good bowling performance by the Clove challengers. I think they understood the conditions and they played it well.
We now go down to Sherry's, see who she have with us. Over to you, Sherry's.
Thank you. With me, I have Imran Joseph, a batsman from the Nutmeg Warriors. Imran, you're standing very far. Imran, the Clove Challengers were able to restrict the Nutmeg Warriors to 100 runs after a quick start by the Nutmeg Warriors. Walk us through your team's batting performance this afternoon.
Well, I find the guys did an okay job, but still I find we could have get a little bit more. But you could see, I guess the wicket was playing kind of up and down, so I guess we reached that total.
And in order to defend the 100 runs, what can we expect from the Nutmeg Warriors?
Well, knowing the bowlers that we have, that I think we could defend that, knowing the bowlers that we got.
So what can we expect from the bowlers?
Well, putting it in the right areas, we just had to do what we got to do and get the wickets.
Okay, thank you very much and all the best in your defense.
All right, thanks.
With me also is Jaron Noel, one of the bowlers from the Clove Challengers. Jaron, we know the powerful batting lineup that the Nutmeg Warriors has. How satisfied is your team with restricting them to 100 runs?
Well, we are very satisfied. I mean, the first 4 overs didn't go as planned, but after the power play, I thought we pulled back enough to restrict them to 100 runs.
Okay, and we've seen throughout the tournament that your team kind of struggles with the high scores or the scores above the 90-100. What can we expect in your chase?
Well, I mean, yes, we've been struggling, but I believe the batters could do it once they stay to the end and stick to the batting plan. Most of the times, we'll try to keep up with the run rate. I believe once they do that, we should be able to come out victorious.
Okay, thank you and all the best in your chase.
Yeah, thank you.
There you have it, Jaron Noah from the Clove Challengers. Back up to you in the commentary booth.
So the news is Nutmeg Warriors being sent into the bat by Clove Challengers, got to 100 for 5 in the 10 overs. The Clove Challengers certainly would make the reply in the next few minutes. They will want to get up to 101 for victory. So you join us in the next few minutes as we see the Clove Challengers response.
Well, the stage has been set. 100 for 5, sorry. That was the total after they got off to a flyer. The Nutmeg Warriors being restricted in all sorts of the word to 100 for 5 and even 100 for 5. Now, the Clove Challengers, which may be referred to as the major upsetters in this tournament, looking for 101. Rafael Crony, how do you think they're going to approach this innings, the Clove Challengers?
I think they need to be positive. They had to be positive going to get this 100 runs. I think that Clove Challenger, the likes of Darren Ned and so forth, they really wanted to go into this with.
Well, immediately, Haston Jackson is there with Javed Hazard and Alex Moses. No surprises there, opening the bowling from the River Road end. And immediately, Haston Jackson is off the mark. A nice, clean push up to the onside. You say they've got to be very proactive, the Clove Challengers.
Yeah, they have to be positive. And the mere fact that Haston Jackson once again opened the bat, and he's the sort of player that really hits the ball very hard.
This time he's beaten for pace slightly, but rolling out to the offside, and sloppy work there by the Nutmeg Warriors. Immediately a ball just rolling into the boundary. We really wanted to call it a power 8 smashing 4, but there was really nothing smashing about it. It was an easy single, and some sloppy work there by it looks like Sunil Narain. He's on the substitute. Sunil Narain is on as a substitute, and really made a mess of it, went into the ropes for 4-5 without loss.
Bad miss by Narain. The ball really slowly going to him and went through him.
It's good there again. He's turning. He will beat Thomas, and Thomas is right there fine on the onside, and it will beat him down to backward. He was posted backward a square, and the ball sort of went more fine.
Yeah, he was short fine, like wide. And it just went fine and went down to the boundary for 4. But yet again, it does not always call for big hitting, even though you're playing 10-10. That ball was just turned neatly off the body, and it went down to the boundary for 4. Good start by Hazard.
This time he's fishing outside the off stump. Really ill-advised stroke there. Always advised to go on the front foot and play forward early in the innings.
Yeah, this one stayed down a bit. Again, he was looking to pick the gap. Now we've seen a slip is being placed. Fletcher.
It's a quick one. The return rifles into the wicketkeeper. Too hot to handle. And as you rightfully say, Fletcher now opting to be a little bit more attacking in his first over. Johnson Charles has moved into first slip.
Yeah, the Nutmeg Warriors will really want to pick up some early wickets. 100 runs is not too much of a big total, and they certainly will want to start well by picking up some early wickets.
This time he's hooking and hooking well, and good fielding work there, right there by, that looks like Thomas. Thomas was onto it in a flash, got his body behind it in the approved manner. Good work by Josh Thomas. He's happy with himself.
Yeah, made a good stop to his right head. Ball came off the bat, high up on the bat. So he really didn't get hold of it. Give him the little time that he could have dived to his right and stopped it. The batsman just picked up one in the process.
11 without loss at the end of over number 1. The Nutmeg Warriors posting an even 100, and the Clove Challengers in search of 101 for victory. Still 9 overs remaining, and it is going to be some sort of action here. We saw Josh Thomas going down. Always difficult for a bowler to go down and get your body behind it, and he has done that, and now he's been called into the attack, so he's going to be operating from the Dabo end.
And he's also a tall guy, so coming from that height to go down here, I think he did well. He got up smiling, very happy that he stopped it.
He was express fast at one point. He has not been showing off that express pace here in the tournament thus far. Will today be the day, because he has a wicket that will offer him some assistance as a fast bowler?
Yes, he bent his back, he's going to get that sort of assistant bunks. We have seen they maintain a slip. in Johnson Charles, so he would want to give an opportunity there.
This time he's hooking and hooking well all the way down to backward square. That rushes over the rope. 6 runs, a power 8 maximum. And Haston Jackson has given Josh Thomas the full leather.
Yeah, superb shot by Jackson. Picked up from just outside the off stump. But again, it didn't seem as though that delivery had much pace in it. And he was able to get under it and just lifted it over backward square for 6.
Let's see what the response from Thomas will be. He was just whacked for 6. This time, Jackson looking to hit him in the same direction, maybe a few rows back this time, because had he gotten onto that one, well, it probably would have ended up in the car park.
Well, this was a quicker delivery. Probably if he got an edge, he would have fly over the slip, over the keeper head down to the boundary for 4. But this is the sort of pace you'd want to see from Josh Thomas. He really bent his back there, and this one bounced and left the right-handed Jackson.
Jackson again wayward. Shot outside the off stump. Really, no need to play behind that. That's a can you get me out? Can you get me out shot?
Yeah, wide delivery, probably just along the mark there. This one, and Jackson just having a look at the umpire. 17 without loss in over number 2.
It's beaten outside the off stump. Good comeback from Josh Thomas. He's had some very good stats coming into this tournament. He's picked up 7 wickets in the previous 2 tournaments and best figures of 3 for 8. So he can get the ball to do some magic, can he?
Yeah, that's this particular delivery did move and bounce nicely away from Jackson.
That's about the 3rd time he has tried to whack him there. He must think about changing his approach now. That's Haston Jackson. He has flashed 3 times outside the off stump to no avail.
Yes, very difficult to really try to hit that ball where Jackson is aiming. Probably looking to hit over mid-wicket. The ball is pitching outside the off stump. It's bouncing and still leaving the right-handed Jackson. So really difficult to see how he can get it to mid-wicket, the shot he's attempting.
This time this gets one that squares him up. And I'm quite sure Thomas would love the sound of this over. He has escaped a few times. And then, of course, some poor shot selection by Haston Jackson has seen the total to 17 without loss at the end of over number 2.
Yeah, good over by Thomas. First delivery going for 6 and then had 5 dots after that. Really has came back strongly to keep it very tight. And at the end of the 2nd over, Clove challenger 17 without loss with Jackson on 8 and Hazard on 9.
Well, Alex Moses was called upon by Andre Fletcher to finish his quota. And the umpires very vigilant. Anything going down the leg side, you will see them spreading their arms, as in practice for a carnival Monday evening parade.
Yeah, a bit of an exercise for the umpires also. Ball pitching just about the leg stump and going further down the leg side, and Oban Mason really had no choice but to signal another extra.
So they're tightening the screws now. They have tightened the proverbial screws, these Nutmeg Warriors. And the Clove challengers faced with a real challenge here now. They would want to pick up some runs inside this over.
Yeah, Moses going for 12 in his first over. And he really would want to tighten things in his second over. Ball played straight to point. The batsman, Hazard having to come down on this delivery.
Hazard again. He's probably batting with just the handle. There's no willow attached to it because he's been flashing consistently and missing with precision.
Yeah, and then a short delivery outside the off stump. And, you know, as soon as you get a few deliveries where they can't score, they will take chances. And this was one that we really was trying to hit somewhere over mid-wicket, ball lifting outside the off stump.
This time he belts him and belts him good, straight back over the bowler, and he finds the fielder running around, and that's an awesome take. And when we thought it was going down for 4 runs, 1 bounce into the boundary, Joseph covered some ground, a lot of real estate he covered, and took a really nice, simple catch in the end.
He really didn't get hold of it. Again, Hazard swinging from outside the off stump. Beautiful catch there by Joseph. Again, he was looking to clear that mid-on position, but he had to drag it from outside the off. And I think the extra bounce caused that he was not able to get much onto it. And Joseph, who had to jog back, really went back and took a beautiful catch.
He made it look simple in the end, but really he covered a lot of ground to get there. Now Darren Ned is called into the attack for the Clove challengers.
So good break there by the Nutmeg Warriors. They will want to pick up a few early wickets just to put some pressure on the Clove challengers.
He can really bat, can he, Darren Ned? He's had a highest score of 82 in this format of the game. And with this just being the 3rd edition, it's a pretty young tournament. And Ned has shown that he's very much capable of scoring quickly in this format of the game. So a high score of 82, I'm quite sure the Clove challengers would love him to get even as much as half of that here today. They're in search of 100 and they still require further 83 from only 45 deliveries.
Yeah, Ned, brilliant player, and they will be looking to Ned to really settle down and really take the batting to Nutmeg Warriors. They would be hoping that we'll come into his own today.
Ned is immediately looking to carve this one through the offside, but can't beat the fielder running around. So some pretty decent work in the field so far by the Nutmeg Warriors, save and accept some sloppy feeling on the edge of the boundary by the substitute. I think it was a Narayan who allowed one to slip through him for 4 very early in the innings.
Yeah, but better over by Moses, really been bowling well. His line is really good just off stump.
Darren Ned would probably want to call for a bat because he didn't have one in his hand there. Clearly only batting with the handle. He would have really loved to have some willow making contact there.
Yeah, superb over by Moses. Maiden over, just no runs from that over. 17, 18 for 1 really have been pretty good over. 2 overs, no maiden, 12 runs, 1 wicket, just 1 run in that over. So he has come back strongly and picked up that important wicket. Just put a bit more pressure on the Clove challengers. 18 for 1 Clove challengers batting after 2 overs. 3 overs.
So this is the final over in the power play. 4 overs in the power play in this format of the game. That's Andre Fletcher, the captain. He has elected to roll out his 2 bowlers, bring them right out. So Josh Thomas will bowl his second of 2 overs, operating from the Darbo end. Thomas in his first over picking up just 6 runs, no wickets, but he has had 5 dot balls. He was smacked with the utmost disrespect for 6 runs off his very first delivery, and since then he has found a good line, a good length, and come back nicely.
Yeah, he came back well, having bowled 5 deliveries without a run being scored. So he going for 6 in his first over, and something we seem not to be seen much is that when the bowlers start, they bowl it 2 overs one time. We have seen a lot of change, but here we see Fletcher is giving his opening bowlers 2 overs.
This time he's dead, bang on target. This is Thomas. And absolutely no other option for Haston Jackson to just gently defend that one up onto the onside. So Thomas continues to operate right there in that corridor of uncertainty for the batsman.
Yeah, good delivery again. We've seen some variation. There's some pace taken off, and Jackson pushing it down to mid-on where Fletcher feeds. Again, not attempting a run, but good disguised delivery.
This time he's looking to hook him. This could spell danger here. There's a man settling on there. Good catch. And Haston Jackson departs. So Thomas picking up another wicket. This time he has picked up the wicket of Haston Jackson. And boy, this here is danger for the Clove challengers. Now they're up against it.
Yeah, credit to Thomas. He bowled well, and it was not short enough. And Jackson, they looking to hook, looking to hit somewhere behind backward square. And again, Imran Joseph moving back there and take another very good catch. Really another important blue stroke. The 17 for 2. The Clove challengers is up against it.
Yeah, well, more drama building here now at the National Stadium, because it looks like Kellis Andrew has now been called into the attack for the Clove challengers. They would need him to really come out and score some runs here. Kellis Andrew, he really needs to get off. He's going out there now to meet Darren Ned. And Andrew and Ned, hopefully they could put on a good partnership for the Clove challengers' sake.
So we've seen that both opening bowlers in their second over picked up a wicket each. Thomas, one for 6 so far in the second over. You see both wickets falling off of the short of a length delivery. The batsman looking to pull, hit. And Joseph picking up one at mid-on and taking up this second one at backward square.
Well, Thomas was bowling maybe at another wicket here now, because he was probably trying to put too much into that one to greet the arrival of Andrew, but went really wide, and if the umpire could have spread his arms twice, he probably would have.
Yeah, very wide. Thomas again, as you said, probably trying to do too much and just had to keep it basic and, you know, focus on what he has to do, and this one went wide.
Better ball, but he's whipped off the pads. Danger here, the short of catch, but dropping safely into the onside, and they turned for one, contemplated the second, decided against it, and a good return coming in there from the man at mid-wicket.
Yeah, ball pitch on the pads. Again, we've seen some variation in the pace. They're just taking it off a bit, and Andrews just pushing on the onside, just clearing mid-wicket, and just dropping behind him, and he picked up a single in the process.
It's a good ball. He's bowled him. Oh, he's bowled him. All ends up beaten, comprehensively beaten. He was nowhere near it. He played all around and over it. And that's a good delivery by Thomas.
Yeah, played all around this one and hit the off stump. A big blow struck there. The wicket of Darren Ned. Ball right up. And I think a bit of a misjudgment there, because really it didn't look as a difficult delivery to play. As we look at the replay, let's see what happens. Yeah, played on the wrong line and really hit the off stump. It did move, but I just think that, you know, he probably played too much and wrong that delivery. But well bowled by Thomas. 19 for 3, really a big blow stroke there.
Yeah, big blow, because I thought Darren Ned should have always been looking to come forward. We mentioned that earlier on in the innings. When you come in at this stage of the game with the field in, you always want to be positive, and being positive means you've got to always look to first come onto the front foot. But Darren Ned was planted in his crease like some sort of Julie mango tree, and boy, did Thomas pick him out nicely and picked out the center stump in the meantime.
Yeah, you had it right, Jason, that he was planted, he didn't move, and he just needed just to step out a bit, just push his left leg and push it out, you know. But he stood up there and probably was looking for the short delivery. I don't know, he probably was looking for the short delivery, but really, he was caught wanting there, really.
If he's looking for it, he's going to find it somewhere else, not today, because he's back in the hut with another fruiter dismissal. Thomas now on a high. This time he's getting one to just stay a little bit low, and there could be danger here. The throw comes in. Good work in the field by these Nutmeg Warriors. Their tails are up and they smell blood early. 20 for 3. The batsman just crossed for 1. And more excitement here because Josh Thomas has picked up 2 wickets already in this over.
Yeah, 2 for 9 so far. A very good over. He's bowling really good line. And Joseph, who was taking 2 catches, came in quickly there to make that throw at non-strikers in, but
he's a loud appeal for leg before this could be danger. Here the umpire raises his finger, he's gone. Well, Thomas has just gotten into the grounds and he's into the party. Where has he been for the last couple of days? Some folks will be asking, but today he has picked up a momentum, and boy, was that danger.
yeah, very good decision by the umpire. Again, Andrews on his back foot and playing across that delivery. Missed and was struck right in front. And Thomas again picking up his 3rd wicket. Huge over bowling by Thomas. And the Clove challengers are really struggling. Up against it, they are 20 for 4 at the end of the end of 4 overs.
Yeah, well, again, another batsman being caught sleeping on the back foot. And maybe just the thought of knowing the pace that Thomas once had, maybe he has started to exercise that momentum here and just maybe exerted some kind of a fear into the batsman, and Thomas was really rushing in. His spell has been completed. His maximum 2 overs, 9 runs it went for, but more importantly picking up 3 wickets, and Preston McSween will be extraordinarily pleased with his performance in this match.
Yeah, most definitely. Clove challengers, they are 20 for 4. They need to get up to 101 for victory, and 4 overs completed. So really, what is needed now, they really would need to have some boundaries now. 20 for 4.
Imran Joseph has been called into the attack, and he's going to be heading directly to Preston McSween, the Clove Challengers captain. And if there was ever a time for Preston McSween to play a captain's knock, this is it. Wide ball drifting down the leg side, waywardly so. And Imran Joseph really has a lot ahead of him and would really like to get among the wickets. In the meantime, Preston McSween, well, if ever he is staring at Mount St. Catherine, this is it.
Yes, it will call for a big inning by the captain.
Ill-advised. Preston McSween really looking to get something onto it, but anything fine could spell danger because Johnson Charles is right there at slip, as you can see.
Yeah, and good movement. This delivery from Joseph really moved from the right-handed McSween as he tried to dab at it, but it moved away sharply.
This time he gets some bat onto it, much to his approval. Just 1. So he gets off the mark. The score ambles on to 22 for 4. We're inside the 5th over.
Yeah, again, ball moving away, and Joseph getting the ball to leave the right-handed batsman. Pushed down to 3rd man. Again, not confidently by McSween, but has been able to get off the mark.
These Clove challengers, they've got what you might refer to as an iguana tail. A very long tail they've got, the tail of an iguana, because now with just Shakim Charles there being the last recognized batsman in this lineup, he's been joined already by the medium pacer Preston McSween. So a very lengthy tail, these Clove challengers.
Yeah, a lot to rest on McSween. They really would have to put the head down and bat from there. It's an uphill task.
No need for comment there. You heard it. We heard it even without the microphone way up in the commentary booth. And that means free hit time. And Shakim Charles would love to latch on to this one.
Yeah, and Joseph just had to be a bit disciplined in his bowling, and I think he's known to be probably erratic at time. Ball bouncing really high, and probably would have been called a wide, if it wasn't called no ball, because he went really over the batsman's head.
He did play the proper stroke at it, but only after as the rehearsal, which is always the case.
Yeah, getting some movements, a lot of movements in that delivery. Again, as it pitched, just seemed to seam away from the right-handed Charles.
He's beaten again.
Superb delivery, really good delivery bowled by Joseph. Pitch on a really good length, and it turned Charles around as that ball seamed away from him and just missed that outside edge. Really a tremendous delivery bowled by Joseph.
These Clove challengers continue to operate at tortoise pace, 23 for 4 at the end of 5. And really, they've got to step it up and do a whole lot, because their current run rate is just over 4.5. And right now, what is required is over 15.5. So if there's a time for them to start belting, the time is now. You either go for broke, or you might as well walk back in the hut.
Yeah, it's very important that they begin to look to step it up. 5 overs completed. It's only 23 runs. So still another 70. I make it 78 runs to go. So really, they would need to really step it out from here. But good over bowled by Joseph, being able to get the ball to swing quite a bit from the right-handed batsman.
All right, well, Shadrach Descarte has been called into the attack now. Descarte is immediately on target. Well negotiated. Good batting by Preston McSween. Showing some class, getting on top of it nicely.
Yeah, well played by McSween. He adjusted well, as that ball just seemed to jump a bit. And he adjusted well and played down to backward point.
This could be dangerous here. Dangerous stuff here, but he just eluded the man down on the third man boundary. So opening it up and pushing it up, Preston McSween, and picking up another power 8 cracking 4. These boundaries have been far and few in between, and Preston McSween really crediting himself with that one there.
Yeah, welcome boundary, but he played it well. He waited for it, and as it bunks, he steered it down to third man. Just drop a little to the left of the third man fielder, but I think it was a safe shot, and it went down to the ropes.
Similar shot again, but this time it could be danger. The same third man is settling on. They go for one. The thought of a second, but then decided against it. I think 2 was always on there. It should have been 2. But nonetheless, they would settle for 1 and not lose a wicket. 27 for 4.
Yeah, they run the first one very, very slowly and take off very slowly. So, again, he played this one. Same shot. I think he played a little bit squarer. If he got a little finer, I think he probably would have gone fast and get the boundary. But just was able to play it a bit squarer, and as it dropped, it stopped.
Shadrach Descarte from St. Lucia. Really has Shakim Charles in all sorts of confusion there.
Yeah, his line has been very good, just outside the off stump. And again, a shot of a length delivery that seemed to have come back into Charles. And he was looking for the same shot to stay down to third man, and just seemed to hit the inner part of the bat. And the keeper made a good stop.
Shadrach Descarte, he's been doing all the little things that doesn't pop up on the stat sheet, all the little things that really doesn't pop up on the score sheet. He has been doing it, so he has been adding to this pressure that the Nutmeg Warriors have been implementing against these Clove challengers, and he's been doing it throughout the season too.
Yeah, you're right. His line has been very good. Everything is on the off stump, and
he heard a nick. Yes, the umpire raises his finger. You could have heard it from the commentary booth up here. It's a loud nick, and Shadrach Descarte, he picks up a wicket, and he is struck in good time, because that's the end of Shakim Charles, who's gone without scoring after being there for 8 deliveries and 8 minutes. He's going to walk back. That's a fruit of dismissal. And Shakim Charles goes. The Clove challengers are sinking deeper at 28 for 5.
yeah, great delivery bowled by Descarte. Nice link, and it lifted nicely. And Charles just hanging the bat a bit, but he had to play because it was close to him, and it just left him. Really a tremendous delivery. And Descarte, good over, hitting the right link, the right line, picking up that another important wicket after his first over, picking up 1 for 5, and Clove challengers fall deeper into trouble. 28 for 5, we had 6 completed.
73 runs there in search of, and that would be a very difficult 73 runs to give, all things equal. And 24 deliveries remaining, 24 legal deliveries.
So
New bowler, Sheldon Joseph, comes into the attack.
Yeah, just making a point, the scoring rate now reaches at 18.25, just scoring at 4.67, so a lot of work to be done.
Wishful thinking there by the wicketkeeper, really. Javon Andrew asking the umpire a question, and the umpire answering in the approved manner. Wide ball. 1 more to the extras. They would love that, the Clove challengers. The shout of catch. Is it going to beat the man at a very fine third man? And runs here. More runs. Power 8 cracking 4. Welcome boundary for the Clove challengers and Preston McSween, sorry.
Yeah, they would need a lot more of that. Again, ball leaving, McSween just pushing it just past the keeper, just past his right hand. And the fielder on the third man boundary really had no chance. He was too square. And he picked up another welcome boundary.
Yeah, well, their current run rate at 5.35, really it's on a slow boat to China. Dot ball, 33 for 5. It may very well be the lowest total. This ball was drifting down leg, wasn't it?
Yeah, pitch on the leg side. I think the batsman really turned around, probably looking to, I don't know, either looking to push on the offside, but it swung down the leg side.
This one is rushed onto him, and indecisiveness by the batting pair. Eventually, they decided that no is the call. 33 for 5.
Yeah, and Joseph is bringing the ball back into the right-handed batsman, and we've seen this delivery again, McSween having some difficulty as it stayed down and it cut back into him.
Quite sure that the Clove challengers would love the sound of the umpire just showing wide. 15 boundaries in this match so far. This time McSween is playing it up through the onside for just 1. In the meantime, the run rate still seems to be operating as a 1985 Geest boat going to England from the Caribbean, because it has climbed to 19 and a quarter.
Yeah, it's been very tough going for the Clove challengers. 35 for 5 in over number 7. McSween is on 12. They would certainly need to find someone that can and make use of the boundaries.
The Nutmeg Warriors would really love to pick up a wicket here. This will bring them up to the top of the table, holding position with the Bay Leaf Blasters. A win here will do that for them. The Clove Challengers, of course, they are stuck in position number 4, and losing here would see them just dropping down a little bit. And halfway through the tournament, you really want to start making a move for up. The shout is catch. There's a man running in under it. That looks like Descarte, who takes a really simple catch. And that's the end of Shenon Andrew, and Sheon Andrew, that is. And he goes without scoring.
Yeah, full toss, slow delivery. Really, he was beaten for the pace of that, lack of pace. And just hit it up to a short mid-on position, easy catch taken. And Clove Challengers has lost their 6th wicket at 35. Really up against it at the end of the 7th over, I make it. Probably just one delivery to go.
Another fruiter juice dismissal. Dana George has been called in now to the attack. He's been very good in the field, Dana George, and he's also bowled pretty well for the Clove Challengers. So he's been really called upon to do a whole lot of work. He was really good in the field, and you know, so now he's been called to try and save this with the bat.
Yeah, and I think that the bowlers would have done their job. I think the bowlers for Clove Challengers would have done their job. They came back strongly. But here is a situation for the batsmen to do their job, and we really haven't seen none of the batsmen really looking the part or standing up. And I think if your batsmen are not giving you something at the top, you would always struggle. And this is position Clove Challengers find themselves in.
Well, Dana George comes into the attack. His batting average is not something too exciting to write home about. They would need him to give his best and a whole lot more. He's had a high score of 9. And so they will need maybe 9 of those 9 for it to make a difference. And they need it in quick time. Another wide delivery being called there, 36 for 6. Sheldon Joseph hiding, being penalized by the umpire. You don't want to go too wide. You don't want to bowl too much extras in this form of the game. I mean, it's a waste of energy, and you just keep on adding to the opponent's total.
Yeah, well, we are seeing 2 in this over. 1 down the leg side, 1 outside the off stump.
And finally, the over comes to an end. The Clove Challengers are 37 for 6. Looking for a further 64 runs from 18 deliveries. It means that they would require nothing less than 21 runs per over moving forward.
Yeah, they're scoring now at 5.29 and need just about 21 runs per over. Really a tough ask when you take into consideration that really the main batters has already back in the pavilion. It's really going to be tough work for the rest of the batting to get up to that total of 101, which is required for victory.
Yeah, but we take 9 into consideration. Bowler coming right arm over.
Imran Joseph now into the attack, heading to Preston McSween. McSween is looking to play him through the offside, probably taking his eyes off of it. It would have been a nice shot had he gotten onto it, but really was nowhere near. His bat was miles away from it.
Yeah, but I think he was looking to repeat the shot that he played down to Todman. Again, this one was a bit closer to him, so he had to bend back.
This time he makes connection with it, but only to Descarte, who picks up another easy catch. And the Clove Challengers are sinking further because straight to Descarte on the offside, and his hands are as big as a bucket. He made absolutely no mistake about it.
Yeah, well, I don't think McSween had much of a choice there. At the stage there was somebody had to try to put bat to ball. And there he was looking for the big drive, only able to hit it straight to Descarte at cover. Again, it's really tough going 37 for 7. into the 8th over. And really have been a dismal batting display by Clove Challengers.
Descartes, as we said earlier on, has been right there and about, doing everything he can to apply the pressure for the Clove Challengers, and a really good pickup by the Clove Challengers, this Shadrach Descartes from St. Lucia.
Yeah, bowled well, and does have the ability to hit the ball very hard, and you can see he's a very good fielder. Getting into the right position to take that catch and make it look very simple.
Right, well, Denzel Matthew has been called into the attack. He will join Dana George. George is yet to get off the mark. So both batsmen are perched on 0. And Imran Joseph just doing a little too much there.
Yeah, he's trying to do too much, and no, just to do the basics right. Keep it tight, keep it on the wicket.
The shout of catch, the wicketkeeper is on it. It caught something, and leg buys, so it caught something, just maybe the elbow, not quite sure. We'll have a look at it and see.
Yeah, another quick delivery.
Yeah, that's middle. How much? 3.
He's well greeted, and well greeted with some level of hostility there by Joseph. Joseph not mixing any words at all and rushing in to Dana George like a Category 4 hurricane, greeting him with hostility to the maximum.
Yeah, bending his back, and he's this sort of player. He's aggressive, and you know everything he does has that form of aggression, and he really rushing bowler, quick delivery, bunks, lifting, and Dana George had to pull his head back. But it tells you, Jason, something about the pitch itself, how it plays. Because we have seen that some deliveries really would have got off, you know, as the bowlers would have bent their back, came off really quickly, and you've seen the extra bunks. And whereas you see those that take the pace off.
This time he's turning it into the onside. Ball that was rushed into the pads and just one. So this Imran Joseph guy, when he comes down, he really comes down like a hurricane. And once you put your back into it, the wicket offers a whole lot of assistance from the bowler's crony.
Yes, you can't get this other assistance from the wicket if you bend your back. And we have seen it happening. We see Jackson bowling some also quick deliveries.
This over. Very long over. Running out of space on the monitor to identify deliveries in this over by Imran Joseph. Really needs to wrap it up. Slower delivery, but well negotiated by Matthew. The over finishes, so Imran Joseph completes his 2 overs, picking up just 1 wicket for 7 runs. Joseph picking up the wicket of Sheon Andrew, caught by Descartes. Cover.
Yeah, not a bad over by Joseph. I think if there's one weak area of his bowling, really has been his discipline. In that sometimes he just seemed to be drawn away, looking for brilliance, and tend to bowl quite a bit of wide, short delivery that would climb over the keeper head. And when it sometimes just call for a little discipline. Right now, you just want to keep it straight. You want to keep it tight. With just 2 overs to go.
Well, Keon Kotoy comes into the attack now. 58 runs from 12. That 58 is being chipped away, but not by very much, just 1.
Yeah, they would be happy with the singles. No worry with the singles. They have to do really much more than singles. Maximums.
The asking rate is now 31 per over.
Yeah!
He hooks and hooks, but only to a man running in on the wideish mid-wicket boundary and takes an easy catch. And that's the end of that for Dana George. So Dana George perishes, and he perishes for just one. And the Clove challengers are 44 for 8, staring down the barrel now.
Yeah, a short delivery, Boldy, and was hit down to the fielder, down and long on, not getting hold of it. The fielder had to come off the boundary, and Cotter, picking up a wicket in his second delivery. But again, Dana George didn't have much of a choice, but had to swing and just held out on the mid-wicket boundary.
He's swinging for the hills. The current rate is 5.28, and the asking rate is an impossible 34.2. And the operative word there is impossible, because a fruit of dismissal has just seen Dana George heading back to the pavilion, caught by Akim Alexis, bowled by Kotoy for 1. So more trouble for the Clove challengers. Really now it's just about wrapping it up for them. It's just going through the motion.
Come. Only one.
Just batting for form now and practice, really. Just the one. So, Jaron Noel gets off the mark. 45 for 8. What will be, without any doubt, the lowest total in this tournament to this stage.
Come.
The call is 1. He wouldn't take any chances with Descarte running in from the square leg boundary. He has a good arm as well.
Go boys, let's go boys.
Yeah, very, very good fielder is Descarte.
Come. 1.
Nutmeg Warriors will be really happy with this performance. It is the first time in the tournament that they've given anything close to a good all-round performance, these Nutmeg Warriors. A talented bunch, but has not clicked just yet. Maybe until now.
Yeah, you're certainly right, Jason. The closest coming to a good all-round performance. They started off with a really good stand, got on to 100, and they really have kept it really tight. They have put a lot of pressure on the Clove challengers. They have been able to get off to that sort of start that was required. The bowlers really would have put pressure on. You can see that Fletcher seemed to be in total control, maneuvering the field, making sure that, even know that the fielders are placed in the right position.
All right, well, 48 for 8. This is the final over coming up. And it looks like Andre Fletcher will try to have a go, loosening his arm. This could be good or it could be bad. And so far, just the 1. So Andre Fletcher has inserted himself into the attack, did pretty well with the bat, gave it away in the end. Yeah. Fancies the opportunity to pick up maybe a wicket or 2 here.
Come.
Yeah. The Clove challenge will just want to bat on, maybe not to lose more wickets. Again, it may come down to averages and so forth, so just not to lose any more wickets.
That's a good shot there. Will it beat the fielder? No, good field placing, but they pick up runs for it again. And you say average, Crony, but really when you only muster 51 to this point and you're in the final over, there's danger here. Danger at the non-strikers end. And eventually they will get the single. Eventually they will get the single. But no need to take reckless chances here now. The proverbial fat lady has sung. So another single. 54 now. The score would move on to for 8. 53 for 8. And the final delivery of the innings. And Johnson Charles does the fielding.
That's it, guys.
And that's it. It is over. It is done with. and the Clove Challengers was only able to muster 54 for 8, a scoring rate that was really on a geese boat heading to London from Port St. George back in 1989.
Yeah, it has been just really slow going. Losing by 46, having to chase 100 runs, it has been a dominating bowling performance by the Nutmeg Warriors. Really, it looked as though Clove Challenge never had a chance. Coming off the first over, it was really difficult going, and none of the batsmen really looked the part. Really looked, as though they would have get off to anything. And to finish at 54 for 8 after 10 overs really tells the story. It has been really not the best batting performance you'll want to see, but tremendous performance by the Nutmeg Warriors.
Yeah, well, the Clove Challengers, I mean, when they do get off, they get off well. They have shown that they have some tenacity about them, but none of that, of course, was exhibited today at all. And they really would want to use this opportunity to go back into the hut and look at it, pick up themselves, and come out with some more vigor and vitality for their next encounter.
Yeah, as we look at the batting, you look at the likes of Darren Ned and Hazard, and these are the two players who would have done very well in the last edition of this tournament. These are some of the players you'd want to make sure they get off at the top. They haven't been doing well. Ned showing glimpses, but really have been coming into his own. Hazard himself, I think, also started well, but haven't been making any big scores. So when your top half is really not been clicking, it makes it really, really difficult for the rest of the batting.
Well, speaking about the top half clicking, Andre Fletcher and Johnson Charles was right there at the top. Johnson Charles again missing out in this innings, but Andre Fletcher taking full advantage of the opportunity and really belted a few around the ground here today.
Yeah, he batted more maturely. You could see him being a little bit mature. I guess when he looked back at his out yesterday, which was awful, I think today he wanted to make amends, and I think he did make a good 46. Certainly intent on probably staying in and guide the team. They were able to get up to 100.
Yeah, so the Clove Challengers going down today to the Nutmeg Warriors. The Clove Challengers really a dismal performance, only able to muster just 54 runs, losing by 46 runs. They mustered 54 for 8 of their 10 overs after they were blasted all over this ground, and the Nutmeg Warriors got to an even 100 in their allotted 10 overs. So we're getting ready to go down to the ground in just a little bit, because both Kerry and Sharice are down there. We're going to be joining them momentarily, and they're going to be chatting with players and whatnot. But let's take a quick look at the bowling for the Nutmeg Warriors. Really the standout bowler today. 9 runs from his 2 overs, picking up 3 wickets. The wickets of Huston Jackson, Darren Ned, and Kellis Andrew. Josh Thomas really coming to the party this afternoon.
They bowled really well. I think it's the best spell we have seen in bowling in the tournament so far.
Yeah, he's kept the ball right there. He has rushed in. He has put some more effort into it, some more back into it, and rushed in, and good use of the slower delivery, even though he was running in. So he has bowled pretty well and deceived the batsmen a couple of times, especially I think it was Darren Ned who was comprehensively bowled by Thomas. A very good delivery, and Ned played all around and over it. Didn't have a clue what went on there. So Sharice and company is down on the field, and let's take you down now boundary side. Good afternoon, lady and gentlemen. Take it, it's yours.
Good afternoon. At the end of match number 13, we see Nutmeg Warriors getting the better of Clove Challengers. We're now ready to start the Powerade presentation ceremony, and first up we have the Powerade prize for the most economical bowler. That goes to Mr. Imran Joseph of the Nutmeg Warriors. He bowled 2 overs for 7 runs with an economy rate of 3.5. Now we move to the Powerade Top Striker Award, going to the players who hit the most sixes, and at the end of this match we see Andre Fletcher and Johnson Charles coming out as the top strikers. They both hit 2 sixes this afternoon. And the player of the match, the powered player of the match, goes to none other than Andre Spiceman Fletcher. He would have scored a whopping 53 runs in his encounter against the Clove Challengers. Andre, congratulations on your player of the match award.
Yeah, thank you very much. It wasn't an easy wicket to bat on, to be honest. Once the bowlers hit the good areas, the ball were actually too pace. I was trying to focus as long as possible and try to bat as long as possible to see if I could give my team a good total. I know 100, 120 would have been a very competitive score, and it's good that our bowlers defended it.
And as one of the most senior cricket players we have in this competition, what do you think about the introduction of the Spice Al T10 to our cricketing roster?
Of course, I love it. I always support doing with it. Coming up with that initiative, it actually exposed our players. A lot of the players, people don't know about them, so it's good that we have good quality players in Grenada, and I just want them to, not just focus on playing cricket in Grenada, playing club cricket. I always tell my players the tournament is streaming live in India and other places, so once they come out and give a good performance, why not someone can give them a call. There's a lot of T10 cricket going on around the world right now, and T20, so they have an opportunity where they can showcase themselves on the wider market.
Thank you. There you have it, guys, the wise words of Andre Spiceman Fletcher. All the best in the remainder of the competition.
Thanks.
And that brings us to the end of the Powerade presentation ceremony. Back up to you in the commentary booth.
All right, well, I'm quite sure that the name Shadrach Descartes would be one of those names that would come up if a phone call has to be made at some point, because he has been extremely well. He's been playing some good all-round cricket here in this tournament 2023.
Yes, and you're right. And Fletcher made a very important point. I mean, these players have been looked at around the region, all over, and it really is a great opportunity when people look at these tournaments and see players perform. Really put themselves in a good position.
All right, well, that's the story here at the National Stadium. Match number 1 today on May 1st, 2023. The Clove Challengers going down to the Nutmeg Warriors. The Nutmeg Warriors posting a blasting 100, and the Clove Challengers only able to get to 54 for 8, losing by 46 runs. We're getting ready for match number 2 at the top of the table now, sharing the top of the table with the Nutmeg Warriors are the Bay Leaf Blasters, and they're heading to a face-off with the Ginger Generals. This is going to be a really good encounter. It's going to be a whole lot of batting again versus some good bowling performances, so no doubt we will get to that at a scheduled start at around 2:30. So we see you back here maybe in about another 15 minutes, which will give us time to refresh ourselves, have a Dasani water break, a fruit or two with a Powerade maybe, and then we come back here to send you back out to the middle for the Bay Leaf Blasters and the Ginger Generals. Until then, see you soon.